nobody understood me. Yeah. Product of the city, kept it solid like it should be.
So it was the 5-5 game. I had about 2K in front of me, and I was in the cutoff with ace queen off. I had the ace of hearts, which is going to matter in this hand.
Of course.
And of course, I opened a 20, which is my standard open at 5-5 when it's unopened. An unsafe player is on the button, and he 3-bets me to 75. And this guy, you know him. He's pretty unsafe and 3-bets a lot and like needs to be punished.
Okay. You should probably define unsafe player for the audience so they don't just think it's like a guy who's like, radioactive or sneezing a lot.
Well, he didn't seem sick at the time, so that was good. No, he's just a guy who's always willing to gamble and put the money in and put you in tough spots. He once you get in a hand with him, it feels kind of like, oh, this could be all of my stack is going in the middle with a mediocre hand. This is the situation that yeah.
And
you have to be willing.
Yeah, you're like, I flopped top pair. I'm holding on. Let's find out what happens. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So yeah, unsafe players are fun to play against, but a lot of players really don't like playing against unsafe players. And I'm actually trying to become kind of like original Tom Dwan, which is like a combination of theoretically sound and unsafe. I think that's a good type of player to be in deep stack cash games. So I respect unsafe players for the willingness to like put people in tough spots. Anyway, this guy who's unsafe makes it 75. He's going to be the effective stack in the cut on the button with 1200, I think is what he had. The big blind flats, and he's got about 2K also. And this guy is like loosey goosey. He's not exactly unsafe, but he's wide and willing to gamble for sure, and has a decent amount of hands here. And if he had a superior hand to ace queen, I think I would have heard of it here. I don't think he's flatting ace king, stuff like that. So that range is pretty capped. The other guy's unsafe, and I kind of want to establish for the day that with this guy on my left, you can't just be 3-betting me every time that I open, because that's a possibility with this guy for sure.
Yeah.
So I make it 275 with the exact wrong hand against the exact wrong stack depth, but I don't care. It feels right to me in this spot. It's kind of linear value actually against this guy. Yeah. It's like a fold is ideal because if he calls, I'm out of position against an unsafe player with a weird SPR, but that's just, sometimes you just have to deal with that. Just lose 275 sometimes. If he goes all in, I'm going to consider calling with ace queen off here, which is absurd, but true.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't go all in. He calls. And then the big blind also calls.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yeah. So this kind of sucks, right? I have ace queen off. How is this ever going to go well? I can't imagine a world where this goes well. The flop is king queen 8 with 2 hearts. So not my favorite flop either. Yeah. It's okay. I flopped a pair. Big blind checks. What are you doing? Well,
I think it's a check. I think it's a check. Yeah, unsafe player. Let's let unsafe player do what unsafe player is going to do. If he has a king, we're going to lose a lot of money to him, no matter how we play it. Let's give him a chance to lose a lot of money to us when he doesn't have a king. I think it's a check.
I think that makes sense. I kind of at the time just felt like I wanted to clean things up and make it easier for myself. So I bet 300. I think you might be right that it's a check. But I bet 300 and they both call. So
okay. Jack 10.
Yeah.
Jack 10. It's possible.
There's hearts. There's 2 hearts out there.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. It's not a great spot right now.
It's not a great spot, but okay.
No.
I guess the heart's going to show up at some point.
The turn is the king of clubs. So it's king, queen 8. Interesting card, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we're losing to a king, they're never folding now. I don't know if they ever were going to fold, but they're certainly never folding now. We know that.
And the major problem here is that I am drawing dead against the king. All kings have me drawing dead.
Yeah.
It's not good.
This is a pretty... Sorry, go ahead. Tell us what you did.
Say what you got to say.
I was going to say, this feels like... I don't think we should be betting this turn. I feel like a bet really is a bad idea now. I understand what you were saying about the flop bet. I would not want to bet this turn at all. What'd you do?
Unsafe player, by the way, has 600 back. So it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
We're just going to... if he moves in, we're going to call. That's all.
The big blind checks. I check.
Great.
I did it. I did. Jonathan Levy, approved player.
I'm excited to see it.
Unsafe player moves in for 620 or whatever.
Okay.
Big blind calls.
That's what I was afraid of. That's a real concern now. What are we going to do? The big blind calls?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're not going to fold because you said the ace of hearts is a key card. So I see how this is all going to play out to some degree. But well, I guess it's a key card in that we blocked the nut flush draw, right? That's how it's a key card. Yeah. Jack 10, is Jack 10 really going to call 600 move in on the paired board? Seems hard to believe. I'm thinking about the small blind here,
Big blind.
The big blind, excuse me. I'm thinking about that's the only range we're worried about. We're happy to call the unsafe player for $600 with our ace queen and see if we win, right? Thrilled to do that. Against this other guy, when he calls, I mean, the only way we're winning is that guy has like queen jack, doesn't believe the unsafe player either, and when we check the turn, thinks we're giving up, right? That's the only way we're winning this hand against that guy's range. I don't think that's enough. It's $600. I think we're losing. I think I want to fold here. What did you do? And tell us what happened.
I did ultimately fold, and I think I honestly against these two guys, I think I would have called had I not had the ace of hearts. The ace of hearts was a key card because it made me fold because like what is the unsafe player bluffing with, and then what's the other guy calling with if they don't have the ace of hearts in their hand, right?
I mean, it's Jack 10 for the unsafe player, and then I don't know.
Yeah. So I ended up folding. The river is a low brick. The unsafe player tables ace 10 of spades. The other guy says ace high is good.
The other guy had Jack 10. Oh,
the other guy I later
Jack
learned the other guy had Jack
least?
10 of hearts. He had Jack 10 of hearts, but never raised, which was interesting.
If he just raises the flop, he wins every time, right? He insta wins that pot.
Yeah. But so anyway, that sucked. that was a little tilting. That was a monster pot. And I could have just called 600 and won. And I swear against those two guys, if I didn't have the ace of hearts in my hand, I might have overcalled with ace queen there.
Really? Because you need both of them to not have it though. You still need both of them.
Yeah, because the unsafe guy had ace 10 of spades and he's capable of having all sorts of hands like that.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. So like having the ace of hearts it hurts me so much in that spot.
It does. I think you have to fold.
Yeah, and I did, and it hurt.
Secrets deep inside, looking for answers, let me know. Pain in my eyes, vision blurry